Aki Hayakawa isn't the most chaotic character in Chainsaw Man. He is probably not the strongest one either, and he is not the main character. But he may be the most tragic character in the entire series, and not for the reason most people think. This video isn't about power scaling, or ranking deaths, or even whether Aki deserved what happened to him. It's about why Aki was doomed the moment he decided his suffering had to mean something. Aki lives in a world where pain is random, death is fast, and meaning is optional. Most characters adapt by lowering their expectations. Denji, for example, just wants food and a bed. Power wants pleasure and survival. But Aki wants purpose. He believes pain should be shaped into something useful. That if he sacrifices enough, the loss will be justified. And that belief, more than any devil contract, is what seals his fate. There's a philosophy that argues suffering isn't something to escape, but something to transform. The danger isn't pain itself, the danger is meaningless pain. And when you watch Aki's story through that lens, his arc stops being just sad and starts looking like fate. By the end of this video, I want to show why Aki doesn't fail, why his discipline actually makes him more vulnerable, and why his final Snowball fight is one of the cruelest moments in the entire series. But not because of the violence that's going on outside of his mind, but because of that gentleness that is happening in Aki's dream. Aki Hayakawa is tragic not because of how he dies, but because how seriously he tries to live. Chainsaw Man is full of death. People die suddenly, meaninglessly, and violently. But Aki is different. Aki believes suffering should mean something. That pain should be shaped into purpose, that loss should justify itself through sacrifice. From the moment we meet him, Aki isn't chasing pleasure or survival. He's chasing meaning. And that alone already puts him on a collision course with this world. Denji adapts by embracing chaos. Power survives by indulging it. Aki does neither. He is disciplined, methodical, orderly. He tries to modify chaos, not to escape it. He turns devils, fear, and violence into tools that can be used towards a clear end: revenge. Contracts, rules, boundaries. Aki doesn't reject the darkness of this world. He believes it can be managed. And that belief is the seed of his tragedy. In Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Nietzsche argues something a little bit uncomfortable. He says suffering is not the problem is meaningless suffering. Nietzsche doesn't tell us to erase pain or soften life until it becomes tolerable. He tells us to transform it, to turn what destroys us into something we can live through, without lying to ourselves. He uses a striking phrase: turning your devils into angels. Not dying, not denying them, not pretending that they're harmless, but reshaping their force. This is exactly how Aki tries to live. The angel devil is the clearest embodiment of this idea. At first, Aki treats devils as tools or enemies, but with angels something changes. Angel isn't chaotic, he isn't malicious, he's tired. When Aki protects him, he claims he's doing it because he's tired of seeing people die. But beneath that, there's growth. This is Aki recognizing that devils aren't just monsters. They are manifestations of fear, pain, and humanity itself. And even knowing that touching Angel will shorten his life, Aki stays. That choice matters. Not because it's noble, but because it's showing that Aki is trying to transfigure destruction into responsibility. In the same section where Nietzsche talks about turning devils into angels, he uses a strange but powerful metaphor: wild dogs in the cellar. These dogs represent instincts, passions, and drives we label as evil or unacceptable. Nietzsche argues that when we repress them completely, they don't disappear. They growl, they rot, they become dangerous. Now, think about the fox devil. The fox devil initially responds to Aki's discipline and composure. But when Aki becomes reckless,
Hayakawa Aki, 私の口にとんでもないものを入れてきたね。人でも悪魔でもない。
when his inner balance collapses, the fox devil abandons him. This isn't random. It mirrors Nietzsche's warning perfectly. When instinct is denied or mishandled, it turns against us. Aki doesn't fall because he lacks discipline. He falls because discipline alone isn't enough. Nietzsche also warns against what he calls false tenderness, and that is the softening of life so that we don't have to confront its weight. Aki refuses this completely. He doesn't ask for comfort, he doesn't share his grief, he doesn't let others carry his burden. He becomes what Nietzsche calls a beast of burden, someone who endures endlessly. But he also never transforms that endurance into liberation. And this is what's most important, because overcoming and surviving, even if you're doing it correctly, are not the same thing. One of the most important ideas in Zarathustra is the concept of a free death, choosing a moment when one's life has meaning instead of clinging to it out of fear or resentment. Aki believes this is what he's doing. Early on, he trades years of his life for power. Later, we learn he has only 2 years left, and he continues anyway. When he helps the angel devil, he knowingly gives up more of his time. When he meets the future devil, he's told outright that he will die a horrible death, and Aki accepts the contract without hesitation. He believes that by choosing some control over his own death, he is choosing meaning. But Chainsaw Man denies him even that. Aki's death is chosen in spirit, but stolen in form. He becomes the very weapon he was trying to destroy. His body is repurposed, his intentions erased, his meaning overwritten, and this is a cruel inversion of Nietzsche's free death. Aki doesn't fail to choose meaning, the world simply refuses to honor it. Near the end of Zarathustra, he imagines a future where his friends throw a golden ball, a symbol of play, lightness, and joy after hardship. Aki never gets that. Instead, he gets a snowball fight, a moment of innocence, but it exists only inside his mind, while his body is trying to destroy everything he ever loved. The tragedy isn't that Aki wants peace, it's that peace is only permitted when he no longer exists. Aki Hayakawa doesn't fail. He does everything right, in a world that doesn't let meaning survive. Sure, he makes mistakes, and he takes too long before trusting anyone around him, but his tragedy is sincere, and that's why he hurts more than almost anyone else in Chainsaw Man.